Hello everyone. Now I'll be talking to you regarding management of metabolic acidosis. So, most important thing in the management of metabolic acidosis is treat the underlying cause. There are different causes of metabolic acidosis, and every precipitating factor needs different way of treatment. Detail I'll be talking to you. So, we also know that we have two major type of metabolic acidosis. One is hagma and other one is nagma. That is normal 9-gap metabolic acidosis. So the important cause of hagma are lactic acidosis. How to treat? As our main aim is to restore perfusion and oxygenation. Okay. And of course, like any other condition, stop the offending drugs. Metformin, linezolid are the two important drugs. Of course, there are many other cause drugs also, but they are commonly used drugs which can lead to metabolic acidosis or lactic acidosis, to be more precise. So now we want to restore perfusion by giving what? IV fluids. We want to increase oxygenation, you give oxygen. And because lactic acidosis is often associated with shock or sepsis, you treat shock and sepsis also. So definitely treat the underlying cause, whatever it is. So nutshell, IV fluid, oxygen, and treat shock and sepsis. After that, we talk about DKA. I have taken the full lecture of treatment of diabetes ketoacidosis in my chapter on diabetes that you can see in detail. However, summary I am giving you right now. Here also, the first treatment is IV fluid. Okay, it's a balanced crystalloid, what we call as insulin. Point to be noted, it has to be given first. This is more important than insulin. And dextrose also, at one time when we are treating the case of DKA, sugar start going very fast. A time will come then we may have to replace dextrose also. Why and how? This you can see detail in my lecture on diabetes ketoacidosis, in my lecture in diabetes in smart medicine lecture. Even potassium correction is needed in the later stage, although the patient initially come with hyperkalemia. Now, renal failure, uremia, volume, optimize volume, stop nephrotoxic drug, and dialysis if serious. Definitely in severe uremia or renal failure, the ultimate treatment is dialysis. Toxin like methanol or ethylene glycol. In this case, you can give formazole or ethanol plus dialysis, depending on what type of poisoning and what stage of metabolic acidosis is there. Okay, salicylate, you treat by giving urine alkalination or dialysis also. In severe critical cases, we may have to go for dialysis to remove salicylate. Now, very, very important question. Write down the answer in your copy. I have a question for you. Name any drug that we use in cardiac patient, cardiology. Name any drug in cardiology in which toxicity. In that toxicity, dialysis is not useful. Name that drug. Write down the answer in your copy. Drug used in cardiology. Yes, the answer is digoxin. Digoxin toxicity dialysis is not useful because 99% of this is bound to tissues. So there's hardly anything in the blood, so there's no use of dialysis in digoxin poisoning. Anyway, we move further. Now we talk about treatment of some condition where we have normal anion gap metabolic acidosis, so-called hyperchloremic metabolic acidosis. Like in diarrhea, I told you there's loss of GI bicarbonate that everybody knows is oral or IV saline or ORS to be more precise. Okay. In renal tubular acidosis, type 1 and 2 alkali therapy, we give bicarbonate or citrate. And RTA type 4, you treat hyperkalemia plus minus fludrocortisone. Again, I have recorded full lecture on renal tubular acidosis, each one of them separately. You can see this in my lecture on RTA in Smart Medicine videos. Alkali therapy. This is again very, very important point. Normally we use sodium bicarbonate in metabolic acidosis. But do we use in every condition? No way. Let us see. It is started only if needed. After starting treatment of the underlying cause, you start whatever treatment you are giving, but still you are not able to control, then you can give soda bicarb. Let us see what is the reason and how. Indications, especially maybe let's take example of DKA, diabetes ketoacidosis. Just say example, you are treating the case of DKA, you are giving IV fluid, you are giving insulin, but still pH is less than 7.1, or some books even write 7 also. Then you can do severe acidemia, severe hyperkalemia. Again, normally severe acidemia is associated with hyperkalemia. So when we are treating acidosis, hyperkalemia also get corrected automatically. Certain renal tubular acidosis, type 1 and type 2, that's the main therapy. Okay. And chronic metabolic acidosis in CKD, in some case of CKD, chronic kidney disease, we can use soda bicarb, but not in all the cases. Dose, how much? Bicarbonate, required bicarbonate, how much? 0.5 body weight in kg, 24 minus measured bicarbonate is the formula. Okay. Let us say the measured is 10. So how it will be? 0.5. Suppose the body weight is 60 kg body weight. Multiply by 24 minus 10. 10 is the bicarbonate which the patient has. So now it will be 0.5 multiply by 60 multiply by 14. Okay. This how, and this will be milliequivalent, this much sodium is needed. So if you calculate this way, 84.5, it will be 42. This will be 84 and 0.5, 42. So in this case, we need 42 milliequivalent of, okay. Out of this 42, half you give initially and reassess ABG. And if needed, then you give. That means you will be giving only 21 at the moment. And later on, if needed, you can add 21 more. Now, route is always usually by IV bicarbonate for severe acidosis. But otherwise, we can give chronic stage condition, we can give oral bicarbonate, or we can give even citrate. Citrate get metabolized into bicarb later on. So this is the route. Well, when we are giving IV, be very cautious about volume overload and hypernatremia. If you are giving soda bicarb IV fluid, it can induce hypocalcemia. Paradoxical CSF acidosis. This is the rank number 1 getting question. Very, very important question. There's a mechanism is there. This again I have explained in my lecture on, in other lecture on acid-base disturbance. Increased CO2 generation worsen intercellular acidosis if ventilation is inadequate. So there are a certain precaution that you have to take when you are giving IV soda bicarb. In extreme cases, we may have to give respiratory and adequate respiratory compensation. Of course, this is for metabolic acidosis. Intubation only if unavoidable, risk of worsening acidosis if immediate ventilation dropped. We have to be very cautious. But this is ventilative support is extreme case of metabolic acidosis. We may have to ventilate it. Renal replacement therapy we give only for when, again, patients are refractory to medical therapy, not responding. Severe metabolic acidosis due to whatever cause it may be. pH is less than 7.1, renal failure, urea creatinine very high. Okay, so uremia, toxin removal, volume overload. They are some of the indication of using dialysis therapy in a case of severe metabolic acidosis due to whatever cause it may be. Golden line to remember: do not give soda bicarb routinely in a DKA unless pH is less than 7. Treat the cause first. Bicarb needs supportive therapy for any cause of metabolic acidosis. Always assess anion gap, delta gap, and compensation. What is delta gap? What is anion gap? I have recorded separate lecture on this in the acid-base section only. Please go through, then only you will understand better. In shock correcting, perfusion corrects acidosis automatically. Now, certain quick recall questions. Yeah. Which drug should be stopped in lactic acidosis? Metformin, linezolid. Other way around, the question can be asked, which drug can lead to lactic acidosis? This is known to everyone, but this is the rank number 1 question. Linezolid is a cause of lactic acidosis. Antidote for methanol or ethylene glycol poisoning क्या है? Formazole or ethanol. Treatment of salicylate toxicity, urine alkalinization and dialysis. Well, friends, I have smart medicine videos. This lecture is a part of my video of smart medicine, which has 350 hours of complete medicine. Each lecture has been recorded in integrated way. Okay. Each topic has been recorded in integrated way, kind of covering A to Z of all the subject related to that topic. My lecture are topic based, not subject wise. Reading topic wise is the ideal way to prepare for any exam, or your basic concepts are clear. Without basic concept, you can never score good marks. You can see free videos of my smart medicine lecture. Please contact my staff. This number you can take a click or you can write down. In the next slide, I'll be giving you my personal WhatsApp number also. If you have any query to ask, you feel free to talk to me. This is my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you.